Okay guys, back with another success story. So this is the story of Francis and Casey, two of my most recent rent-to-rent success students. Just to summarize their story and tell you how things have worked out for them. They will be coming on the podcast soon, hopefully, to tell you their story in their own words. But I started working with these two maybe a few months ago now, and their vision was clear. They wanted to build a rent-to-rent business to replace their income. And I remember Casey saying to me she wants to get to 10 rent-to-rents. That's the goal, but initially get to 1 or 2, and then the plan is for Francis to stop working the 9 to 5 so he can then focus on going and doing more viewings and increasing the volume of outreach that they do, which will in turn help them secure more deals. Initially they were both looking up north, so they were messaging me, showing me properties in Nottingham and Leeds, places like that. And some of the deals look good, but they're based in Bournemouth, which is the opposite of where they were looking, right? And I think sometimes we presume that there aren't rent-to-rent opportunities on our doorstep, and they couldn't have been further from the truth, really, because on one of our coaching sessions we looked into their local area in Bournemouth and we found some good opportunities there. So long story short, they went and viewed a couple properties and they found a really good one. And what was great about this particular property, it was on with an agent, but the landlord of this property was actually looking for a company. So rather than having to explain how rent-to-rent works and really pitch rent-to-rent to the agent, who would then relay the message to the landlord, this landlord was actually looking for a company like Francis and Casey's, right? He has a portfolio of properties and he's worked with companies in the past. His other properties are rented to rent-to-rent companies, so he's familiar with the business model, and he actually wanted a company tenant for this property in Bournemouth. So perfect type of landlord, the exact ideal customer avatar that we encourage our students to find and target. They had found someone, the perfect fit for their first rent-to-rent. So they made an offer on the property. They went through the referencing process and they had their offer accepted a couple of weeks ago. And since then they've been busy painting, decorating, furnishing, and I should have a call with them soon to catch up. But I'm sure they'll be tenanting the property as we speak. So that all happened in about 89 days after joining our program. And the message here is sometimes the opportunities are right under our nose. As I said, they were looking in Nottingham and Leeds to start with. Meanwhile, there was fantastic opportunities right under their nose in Bournemouth. Because if you think about Bournemouth, you know, it's a lovely area. You've got the attraction of the beach, so you've got people that will stay there for staycations and things like that. So it will work well for Airbnb and Booking.com, short-term stays. But then you also have a lot of development happening in that area. You have contractors that will need accommodation in that area. So there's no shortage of ways or people that you can rent the property to, right? Which is exactly what we look for when we're trying to target an ideal area. So sometimes the opportunities are right under your nose. You just have to be able to see them. And Francis and Casey are a great example of that. They got their first rent-to-rent deal just 89 days into the program. After looking up north, they found the perfect opportunity on their doorstep, which is even better for operations because now they can be hands-on with the cosmetic refurbishment and They can be hands-on initially with doing the viewings and making sure they build a quality house share if they go down that route, or making sure they build a quality Airbnb short-term stay property. They've got options and they're close by to improve and iterate the product. So just goes to show, guys, sometimes we can be looking all around for the opportunities and sometimes they're right under our nose. You just have to be able to see them, and that can take developing skill to be able to see them. That can take maybe having a mentor to open your eyes to the opportunity sometimes, but they are out there. And to find a landlord who's actually looking for you as the rent-to-rent company just as much as you're looking for them, perfect, you know. It can't really work out any better than that. So if you're watching this video, a rent-to-rent deal might be right under your nose. You may not have to travel far like I have. You may not have to drive 150 miles to build your business. There could be great deals on your doorstep. You just have to know how to see them, which I can help you with. So if you want me to help you start or scale your rent-to-rent business, I'll put a link in the video description below. Click the link, book a call. On that call, we'll have a chat, see if we're a good fit for each other. If so, then great. If not, that's fine too. Keep watching the videos, keep learning, and I wish you all the success. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.